I come from the earth. I search through websites, blog posts, and news articles for this place, YouTube, my home. My format, content creator. To educate and entertain. To help my newfound friends and protect them from their enemies. They say the internet is filled with wonder and mystery, and sometimes things get lost. No one knows for sure, but I intend to find out. Let's go! Hello everybody and welcome to the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, August 18th, 2018. That's right, it's my birthday! Do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. That's right. Welcome to the birthday edition of my podcast, where I am now 29 years old, or I will be in a little while. That's right. But either way, I have a lot of fun-filled stuff for you, because what fun is it for me to get stuff on my birthday when I should share the wealth and share the joy? And no, I'm not talking about the crap from We Happy Few. I mean the feeling joy, not the magical little happy pill that they take in that game. Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, what do I have to talk about this week? Well, I have a lot to talk about, believe it or not. Bethesda is blocking the resale of second-hand games. Bethesda, you never cease to amaze me, will you? Well, maybe. I don't know. Let's see, what else do I got here? Oh, yes. Some sad news from the land of the rising sun. The voice actor behind such iconic anime characters as Professor Oak, Zabuza Momochi, and Jet Black from Cowboy Bebop has sadly passed away. And it's honestly, this one's going to hit hard, folks. Sword Art Online 3 is set to premiere in Los Angeles on September 15th, and I'm looking forward to that. Whoop, that was almost a screw up on my part. Battle Angel Alita, the author, praises the look of the live-action film, which I think is going to be cool. I just really want to see it. The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and I finally realized I've been mispronouncing that title for years, is getting an 88-hour Endless 8 streaming event. I'm gonna explain what that is. And I'm also got two topics courtesy of my mom, who found these while searching through Facebook. So thanks, Mom. Some Georgia thieves have escaped with nearly $100,000 worth of ramen noodles. They must have a Naruto fix. And a Pokemon box from 1999, an unopened box of cards, has sold for $56,000. That's going to be something. All this and more, maybe a bag of chips, I don't know, who knows? I mean, anything can happen on this show. But all this and more this week on the absolutely completely random podcast. But before we dive headfirst into all the fun and excitement, and before we cannonball into that pool of wisdom, yes, I know, idioms are apparently my thing to a point. You know the song and dance by now if you've been here before. If not, hey, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and I am Web Designer 18. I am also A Rhodes 2012 on eBay. I sell a wide variety of things, including trading cards, some DVDs and Blu-rays, occasionally some action figures, just a whole bunch of mismangled junk that I can find at yard sales, flea markets, El Cheapo at my Dollar Tree, stuff that I find in the El Cheapo bins that somebody may have had their eye on at a store and decided I don't want to buy it. Hey, guess what? I may have it on my eBay page. You never know. I'm constantly adding stuff up. I am working on getting some Magic the Gathering cards up. I have an entire binder of them, plus a Ziploc bag filled with some leftovers that I didn't get into the binder yet. So I have a wide variety of stuff. So they are going to be going up. I swear to God, they're going to be going up. But if you're interested in any of that stuff, feel free to check out my eBay page. You can find me, all lowercase by the way, ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRoads, and you can also check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Because, hey, it's the 21st century. I gotta be everywhere, right? Alright, so how was my week? This is what I usually do, by the way, for my newest viewers, for people that haven't tuned in before. First off, welcome. What I usually do is the first thing I do is I pretty much review how my week went, for anybody that cares. Mostly because I kind of think of us all like this little group of people that meet once a week, and we pretty much just talk about the stuff, and I bring the topics, and we just sit around and talk. I kind of like that. And if you hear a clicky noise in the background, so I don't know if my microphone's going to pick it up or not, it is kind of warm in my room tonight. 46% humidity, 85 degrees, so I got my box fan going. And it's starting to go, miserable piece of junk that it is. Well, I've had it for, I want to say 3 years. Yeah, actually, yeah, I think it has been 3 years. Come to think of it, I think I got that in 2015. Yeah, I think it's been about 3 years. Anyway, so I have that going in the background. So if you hear that occasionally clicking, or you hear this humming noise of sound, that is it. I did usually put my screen thing here to buffer the sound, but didn't really work out that well. You can still occasionally hear it, and it's a pain in the neck to attach it because it doesn't want to stay on right, so I don't even really use it that much anymore. Mostly because if my microphone craps out, I can just look around for another one. And I do have a couple backups just in case. But anyway, going into this a little long, but how my week went. I want to say interesting. Beyond a doubt of interesting. So, this week definitely was one for the record books. Besides putting up a new Andrew Rants video, I did, I think 2 of them actually this week. I know I did an Andrew's Theories. I kind of have one that I want to work on, another Andrew's Theories, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it this week, or if I want to dig up a little more information before I, have a concrete, base for it. But either way, it's a theory, so theories constantly have a tendency of changing. Mostly I've been watching some gameplay of We Happy Few, which, the only reason why I'm watching it, I'm just going to be honest at this point, I like BioShock, and it has a BioShock feel to it, because it basically has the same kind of gameplay mechanics that BioShock had, and I like BioShock. I even like the 3rd one, though I'm kind of pissed off at the ending, because that ending was not only confusing, but idiotic. And the fact that the character in the game was trying to get it on with his daughter, needless to say, that's where I jumped ship. And I've been swimming back to shore ever since. But anyway, I was doing that this week. Checking out some YouTube videos. Pretty much spent today, it was kind of peaceful, I should say. Oh yeah, well, today we watched Volcano, because every weekend, my mom, grandfather, and I, we always watch a movie together every Saturday and Sunday, unless one of us is sick, one of us doesn't feel like it, or we have no power, or if I have to work, like if I'd have to go to work or something that night. Which, knock on wood, it hasn't happened yet, because we're not in the nighttime hours, and I'm really hoping won't happen when we do, but no, my luck it will. But yeah, so we watched Volcano today. It's a Tommy Lee Jones movie. I went to go see it. My one uncle, sadly he passed away, took me to go see it when I was younger. I liked it. It was a good movie. I'm kind of a Tommy Lee Jones fan. There's some stuff I can't stand him in, some stuff that I can. And I actually was excited about this. Mostly for the fact that it was just a good movie. And when I found it on DVD, it was used at an FYE. I'm like, yeah, I like it. This is good. So I picked it up, and I pretty much watched it. I mean, I like it. We watch it every now and then, and today was just one of those days. I liked it. It's a good movie. Although the ending kind of gets a little stupid near the end. It was more exciting in, like, the beginning and the middle. The end sort of where they started phoning it in my opinion. But it was still a good movie. I also, can bring this up now, I won a battle on eBay. Not to bid and win on something, but I got something that I thought was going to be something that it turned out not to be. So I picked up a Transformer from, it was from overseas. It was a knockoff, as it said KO, so I know it was a knockoff. I was perfectly fine with the fact it was a knockoff, but judging from the picture, I was assuming, and I'm going to admit this, that it was the knockoff of the remake, and that it was going to match the picture I was getting. No. Oh God, no, it didn't even match the picture. Not even in any way, shape, or form. And for what it was way chintzier than possible. So I complained. I tried open up a return case. Never heard back from the seller. Escalated it to eBay, and I won. eBay found in my favor for it. I'm not happy that it goes this way, but I got refunded for it. I mean, I'm not happy with it. Well, let me first say, I'm not entirely disappointed with it, but I'm not happy with it at the same time. Especially when I was kind of hoping it was going to be what the picture was showing when I bought it, and then it changed. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, it kind of sucks. And plus, the seller kept changing the listing, especially after I opened up the return case. They changed the listing like 3 or 4 times. So yeah, that just shows you how well that went. But other than that, week went by pretty well. Pretty much uneventful, other than that. So, without any further ado, let's go into the podcast, because I can hear my mom screaming now, but since I gave the introduction as to what I do here during this, she can cut me some slack. I hope. But anyway, yeah, so let's get into the podcast, shall we? Alright, let's talk about Bethesda. Good old Bethesda. For those of you who don't know who Bethesda is, well, let me just spell it out for you. They sell games. They're a gaming company. They make games, they sell them to people. You've probably played something that they've had their hand in. Some way, shape, or form. I almost guarantee it. Well, they're now sending out legal notices. And they're clamping down on sales of new games from unauthorized sellers. And this is what kind of pisses me off, because they're kind of gearing it towards people that are selling them on like second market, like secondary markets, like eBay, Amazon, things like that, which pisses me off. So, hear me out. So many gamers, you know, they'll sell used games, the physical ones. You can't really sell digital stuff online because there's a really gray area on that. Mostly so that they can get money to buy a better game or buy another game. I did this for years. I would sell off games that I played, beat the crap out of, no longer needed, and I would put that towards getting a newer game or newer games, plural. When I was doing it through Microplay at first, which was a game store that I used to go to, it was basically I would play like half a dozen games, and once I beat them, I would take them, trade them in towards getting like one, two, or three other games that I could play, beat, and have fun with. When I went to GameStop, I basically did the same thing, only occasionally I would also put the money towards, or the credit I should say, towards getting the Power Up Rewards membership, so that I could get a discount and get a little more games from what I had. The thing that I hated though about that is that they pressured you into buying something that very day. It's like, no, you can't have a credit on a card that says, yeah, you still have stuff left to use, which is like, look, just, I know what I have here. I've already looked around your store half a dozen freaking times. I pretty much can tell you what you have in the 3 sections that I go to looking for games, left, right, and backwards. Unless you got something new in that I don't know about, I'm not going to waste my time walking around your store looking. Just put the credit on my stupid GameStop card and let's call this a day. But they would always say, no, sir, you got to look around. You have to look for something. You have to at least buy one thing when you trade something in. Son of a goddamn bitch. I always got pissed off at that. So, it's mostly that gets me with this, though. But such a big thing is part of the gaming business. It's basically how GameStop got to be as big as they are. I mean, keep in mind, they were EB Games at first, then it became GameStop, so still. But Bethesda, the game publisher, Bethesda Softworks, they're assholes at this now because they want to constrict secondhand games that are being sold online. They sent out a notice to at least one seller on Amazon's marketplace, which, by the way, I don't know how Amazon's marketplace entirely works. I don't do Amazon. I do eBay. I thought about branching into Amazon, but to sell on Amazon, you need a credit card. At least when I looked up the information that you needed to sell, you need a credit card. I am not about to get a credit card just to sell stuff on Amazon. That'll be a cold day in hell. No offense, but that'll be the day hell freezes over, and I get a free sleigh ride from the devil. But anyway, this seller on the marketplace was trying to get rid of a sealed copy of The Evil Within 2. And they were selling it as new. Which, first off, if it's sealed, and I mean sealed, like Pat Contry would say, it would still technically be new. If they never opened it, if you can tell it is still the same shrink wrap that you would have bought it, buying it brand spanking new at like Walmart or Target or Best Buy, or one of those many other places, then yeah, it's new. It's never been opened. It's never been touched. It's new. This isn't like the gray area where if you buy something used from an FYE, it could be like new, used, along those lines. It's new. If it's never been opened, never been unsealed, it's new. That's cut and dry. That's black and white right there. But apparently Bethesda threw a bitch fit and had a major hissy with this. The letter included a phone number for sellers of Bethesda's games to call, suggesting that the company is sending out such notices to multiple sellers. Of course they are. What else would make them want to do something like this? I mean, it's just horrible. So, they contacted the news article Polygon to explain how he was forced, the seller. I'm not going to say their name, you can pull it up in the article. How he was forced by Bethesda to stop selling his copy of The Evil Within 2. He bought the game, never unwrapped it. He'd been expecting to purchase a PlayStation 4, but instead spent the money on upgrading a gaming PC. Because PS4, and I can actually safely say this, because a buddy of mine has been wanting to get a PS4. He made a comment on Facebook that he wanted to get one, he's got to save up for it. And I was scouring eBay. I might as well just say it, because I can't find one. I was scouring eBay just to find one, even in parts, like the motherboard and that I was going to literally build him a PS4. Get a hard drive for it, get, the system up and running. But the PS4's got a slew of problems, even with the newer ones. It overheats, the HDMI port has a possibility of crapping out on you, the blue light of death, just to name a few of the massive issues that this thing has. Not to mention the classic disk drive failure, which I remember the PS2 having, because that's how two of mine died. Actually, no, you know what? I think that's how all three of mine actually died. That's how all three of mine went. So there was that. The seller instead decided to upgrade a gaming PC. The seller goes, they would often sell used goods through Amazon's marketplace, which works. Much the same way other online trading sites such as eBay. Yeah, you pop it up, the best of my knowledge anyway, you pop it up, people look at it, if somebody's interested in it, they buy it off of you. It's like a global flea market. I mean, I sell a whole bunch of... I'll even personally go to like my local Dollar Tree. I'll dig through their dollar movie bin. It's like, I can sell this on eBay, I can sell this on eBay. Even if I get $2 for it, I'm still happy about it. Because this isn't rotting in a Dollar Tree bin for all eternity, possibly waiting to get thrown into the trash compactor. Whereas, hey, look, it didn't sell. Look, I'll buy it for $1. I can easily charge like $2 for this and call it a day. It's the simple things there. It's still in new condition because it's never open. It's still shrink wrap, for God's sake. So, this is just huge here. But they're threatening individual customers with lawsuits for selling games they own is a massive overreach. This is like trying to reach for the sky, and instead you're trying to reach for the moon. You're nuts. So, Bethesda's legal team screwed the seller over. They sent the letter, which the seller did forward to the article site here, warning that the game must be taken down and threatening legal action for non-compliance. So they basically sent him DNS. Or, a C&D, a cease and desist, basically. You must cease trying to sell this and take it down immediately. In its letter, they made the argument that the person's sale was not by any authorized reseller. So you have to be authorized now to sell used games. So I have to be an authorized seller to sell used DVDs or trading cards. That's bullshit. That's like some major ass bullshit there. So you have to have that, at least according to their sake, and therefore it's unlawful. Bullshit. This is a global flea market. You're literally, the entire selling point on the internet for Amazon, eBay, Letgo, Craigslist, it's a global flea market. That's the entire concept of this. It is a globalized flea market. Instead of you traveling to this place and wasting gas, you sit on your couch or your chair or at a coffee shop a block from where you live on your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, your desktop, whatever you have, and you are searching for something you want. And you can get it because somebody will have it online and can ship it to you. You don't have to scrounge and dig through boxes. You're still doing the work of looking for it, but you're looking for it your own way. So they took an issue, though, with the seller's use of the word new in selling the unwrapped game, claiming that this constituted false advertising. How the hell does it constitute false advertising, though, if it's not unwrapped? It's still sealed. That is in itself new. How is that false advertising? That would be like me going up and saying, this moldy sandwich is fresh. No, ignore the flies. Ignore the green stuff growing on it. That mushroom coming out of the bread? No. That's just your imagination. This is brand new. Never been eaten, just made this morning. That's false advertising. Claiming that a game that is still wrapped up, is never been touched, never been opened, never even saw the console that it was designed for, does not constitute, used. That constitutes new. I'm sorry, that's not false advertising. But anyway, the seller complied with the demand. Well, I would too, because they're threatening legal action. The case would get thrown out in court in 30 minutes, I guarantee you that. A first-year law student could probably win you that case with their eyes closed. But still, it's Bethesda. They got lawyers out the yin-yang. They probably have an entire slew of toy-building yes people just looking at them going, yes, this is the right decision, go for it. Legal ramifications? We'll worry about that bridge if we have to cross it. So, it's annoying. So the seller took it down. He pointed out that a resale of used copyrighted goods such as books, video games, DVDs is protected in the U.S. law through the first sale doctrine. This allows consumers to sell a game so long as it's not significantly altered from its original form. In other words, you didn't take like the CD or the disc and overwrite it with something else. That's called bootlegging. That's what they used to do back with Blockbuster and that. Somebody would buy like a copy of The Little Mermaid and they'd put a porno on it. True story. I actually found out about that from when my uncle and I used to go to Blockbuster every now and then. They had a major issue in there the one time. They were checking everybody's, everybody's thing that they were getting was getting checked because there was barely anything on the shelves, and we're asking what's going on. They're like, oh yeah, we had a massive issue in here. They came right out and said it. Somebody recorded over. It was like a Disney movie or something else, and they put adult material on it. And it freaked the parents out. I would be freaked out too at that. So that would not be constituted under this. That's screwing it over. That's not in its original form anymore. So Bethesda's precious letter, this, my guess is a cease and desist. It had to have been. Claims that the sale is not protected by the first sale doctrine because the seller is not selling the game in its original form, including a warranty. Okay? He could have bought the game at a Dollar Tree, at a Five Below, somewhere else where usually a lot of those... Honestly, he could have bought this thing from a bankrupt Toys R Us that may have had one. In which case, all sales are final. You don't get a warranty with that either. So, This is bullshit upon bullshit upon bullshit. And honestly, I don't understand why they even got this far with it. The person should have just fought them. Like I said, a first-year law student could win this with their eyes closed. So, unless they remove all Bethesda products from storefronts, stop selling any and all Bethesda products immediately, and identify all sources of Bethesda products they're selling, they intend to file lawsuits against them. It goes on to state that a lawsuit would seek disgorgement of profits, compensatory damages, attorney's fees, and investigative and other costs. Is Bethesda really this poor now? I mean, I know their games haven't been doing that well the last few years, but are they this hard up for cash that they gotta go to this stupid of a move? I could do an entire Andrew Rants video on this. Literally. I can feel my blood boiling from this one. The specific listing, though, appears to have been targeted because it was listed as new and unopened. Amazon lists dozens of used and new copies of The Evil Dead 2 from marketplace sellers. eBay lists thousands of new and used stuff all the time. My one uncle swears to God, everything on eBay is used. No, not everything on eBay is used. There is a lot of new stuff on eBay because you have a lot of wholesalers that will sell off their excess crap because brick and mortar stores are dying. Everything's online. It's a no-brainer here. But I like the fact that they're going that the lack of warranty renders the game materially different from genuine products sold through official channels. How? You could have bought it from a bankrupt store. That would officially make it you don't have a warranty. Therefore, it's the same as buying it on Amazon or buying it on eBay. At least with eBay, you're protected by the eBay money-back guarantee and the buyer protection plan. Where if you don't get it, has it specified, it doesn't work, it won't load up, or it doesn't show up, you're entitled to a refund. I'm sure Amazon has something similar to this because my one friend that does Amazon all the time buying stuff, she constantly has issues every now and then and will return something. So that's like 100% BS. And that's what bothers me with this. So the argument could be used against anyone who sells a game without specific permissions from Bethesda. So basically, if you're selling a Bethesda game, you pretty much have to dot all your I's, cross all your T's. You better have a license that says you're a certified seller. So in other words, don't sell anything Bethesda. Just chuck it in the trash. Or better yet, stick it out front of your house with a free sign written on it. They ain't gonna know where you bought it from. Oh, it's the house, next to the thing, across from the other thing, where next to the house where the crazy lady's screaming with her cats in each one of her hands. That's the house I bought it from. That's the house that had it out for free. Yeah, that's just a vague description of like every house anywhere. It's the house next to the thing. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. You know how many things there are in this world? When contacted, though, Bethesda offered the following statement. This is the part that I love the most. Bethesda does not and will not block the sale of pre-owned games. Bullshit! 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 My God, my bullshit! I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit, and that just screamed my BS meter to full power. Whew! I'm sorry, that really aggravated my allergies. That was straight up bullshit. That's bull. The issue in this case is that the seller offered a pre-owned game as new on Amazon Marketplace. How do you know it was pre-owned? Was there a digital code or something that was activated and you suddenly got, a signal on your back computer? Hey, wait a minute. No, this seller's trying to sell this game. They bought it and activated the code. Quick, assemble the lawyers. We're going to need them. Right, I'm sending out the signal now. Is that what happened? They do not allow any unauthorized resellers to represent what they sell as new because they can't verify that the game hasn't been opened and repackaged. Yeah, sure, I'm sure everybody's got one of those magic shrink wrappers that makes the tri-corner folds that are a pain in the ass to open. Uh-huh. Sure they do. This will also help protect buyers from fraud and ensure our customers always receive authentic, new product with all enclosed materials and warranty intact. If you're so worried about a warranty, that that opens up the bigger issue that they're so worried about this warranty. That opens up the bigger issue of, hey, we don't have trust in our own games. They suck because we are so worried about this warranty issue. They contacted the one person multiple times for a comment, but they did not receive a reply. Amazon's publicity department also didn't respond to a request from the news site. On its website, though, the one thing offers advice for companies seeking to eliminate the sale of products via places like eBay in an article titled 3-Step Approach to Stopping Unauthorized Online Sales on eBay. And here's an excerpt from it. And this is kind of an interesting thing. Under what is known as the first sale doctrine, once a trademark owner, the company, sells a product, the buyer ordinarily can resell the product without infringing the owner's mark. However, the first sale doctrine does not apply when a reseller sells a trademarked good that is materially different from the company's genuine goods. Case law has established a few important principles relating to material differences. This includes that 1. The threshold of materially is, and I'm actually not mispronouncing that, materially is considered low. 2. Only a single material difference is necessary to give rise to a trademark infringement claim. And 3. Material differences do not have to be physical differences. What the hell does that mean in legalese? Or in English, I should say. Unless you change up the date on the disc, change up the artwork on the cover art, and you pop it into maybe like a smaller container because, hey, the case cracked, which those cheap cases are known to do because they're plastic. Plastic does have a tensile strength limit. You're infringing upon a company's rights. So this appears to be the basis of Bethesda's legal claim against the poor seller. They're notorious, though, for litigious. They're a notoriously litigious company. I've never heard of that word before. It's not clear how many similar letters have been sent out to people selling its games online, but voicemail messages for Bethesda's used game cases tell callers to leave details based on the letter you have received, such as storefront name. It also thanks recipients of the letter if they have already ceased sales of Bethesda software. So, Bethesda is trying to be the Gazpacho. Or the Gestapo. I keep mispronouncing that. They're trying to be the Gestapo in this. That said, if you don't know what the Gestapo is, Google it. Honestly, just Google it. I had not enough time to go into that. So, I understand the legal argument the arguments that Bethesda are relying on, and accept that they are some legitimate interest in determining how their products are sold at retail, said the seller in an email to the news site. But threatening individual customers with lawsuits for selling games is a massive overreach. You're literally, this is like using Disney bucks at Caesar's Palace again. That's the best analogy I can come up with this. You're trying to sue an individual person because they bought a game, never played it, never took it out of the wrapper, never even touched the thing, sat it on a shelf or put it on top of something, probably still in the damn bag from the store, and you're riding their ass because, hey, they want to resell it, get their money back, and put it towards something else. How do you know they're not going to buy something else Bethesda related? I mean, what's to stop Sony from stopping anybody from selling PlayStation 4s online? Or stop Sony from stopping any movies? Konami can stop all trading cards. There's no end for this crap. And this is what we've come to now with this? There were two updates, though, to this article. The post and its headline have been updated to make clear that the game in question was sealed and unopened, technically not used, but being sold secondhand. You could sell it new other on eBay. This post for the second update has been updated with an official response from Bethesda, because Bethesda has to pretty much swing their dick around and make sure that they show, hey, we're the big guy in charge, we're the big cheese. If you want to get something past us, you better come at us hard, because we got a team of lawyers that are more powerful than Disney and Cartoon Network combined. You can all kiss our ass. We're Bethesda, baby. That's what this means. They're trying to literally be the Gestapo in this. It's there. What we want to do is we want to stop you from selling our games secondhand. That's great. So you're purposely lying to people now because you don't want individual people to make a little extra money and sell a game that possibly somebody else couldn't have gotten their hands on. Way to go, Bethesda! You've officially planted a target on your back that no one's going to want to buy any of your crap now anymore. Let's just see how well this holds up for you. Because I kind of see you now losing any and all faith in your customers going elsewhere, you never getting another sale, because now they're going to be afraid to even go anywhere near this. And that's the sad part. And I realize I'm almost at half an hour on this thing. Damn! This was a huge topic this week. It really was. But this is like nuts here, that Bethesda has the balls to do this stuff. I'm just going to end it there, because I am really, really going over on this one. Holy crap! I did not realize how long this was. But anyway, Bethesda, you screwed yourselves. What happens is going to happen. You can already, I can see the writing on the wall for you, because this is going to be the end of Bethesda. I almost can see it. That's just how it is. Alright, so there was some sad news this week from the land of the rising sun. Unfortunately, the voice actor Unsho Ishizuka, and I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing his name, passed away sadly due to esophageal cancer. And I probably am mispronouncing that, but I do apologize. His agency announced that the actor passed away on August 13th. And information about his public memorial service will be revealed later on. He was most known for many notable roles, including Jet Black in Cowboy Bebop, Mr. Satan in Dragon Ball Z Kai and Dragon Ball Super, Joseph Joestar in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, and Guild Goa Bowman in Macross Plus, just to name a few, 'cause there's like a few more of them yet. He most recently voiced the narrator in Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online. I only watched like one episode of it and I turned it off. Wilbur Joachim von Merkatz in The Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Die Nui Trace and Dino F, and Goldzine in Banana Fish. So it's kind of sad that we've lost another wonderful talent. But there are a few other ones. He also voiced Professor Oak. He did a few video game characters, multitude of anime characters. It's just, we've lost another talent here, basically. And it's sad because some of the stuff that he voiced is still going on. Like they have new iterations coming out, new versions coming out. It's sad for the fact that they're going to have to find another Mr. Satan now if they want to bring back Dragon Ball Super. So, that's really sad that this has happened. Like I said, because there's like so much good that these voice actors do, and it just completely gets thrown under the bus, and you just don't understand what they're going to do next when something like this happens. Because keep in mind, one of the biggest blows that ever came to, especially to Dragon Ball Super, was when Hiromi Suru died. The voice of Bulma. She'd been doing it since Dragon Ball originally started, and when she passed away suddenly, the entire anime community basically stopped. It all came to a halt. Her final voice role was, at least that the fans would remember, was the part where she was telling everybody good luck, and then the actual final one, according to the creators, was in a flashback that Vegeta had during his fight against Tompa. But then they found somebody that, and I swear to God on this, she sounds just like her, almost to a T. And it just goes to show you that there are people out there that are really good at what they do, that somebody can pick up the mantle where somebody else left it, just in case something like this happens. However, and let's face this here, because and my one coworker and I were talking about this, what's going to happen when the voice of Goku for the Japanese dub were to pass away? Because when she goes, there's 90% of your characters. She does Goku, Gohan, Goten, at least as far as I remember, she did those. And I just got a text message again. Oh, come on. I thought I turned this thing down. Oh, man. That was my bad. Sorry, folks. But anyway. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, my mom just sent me a happy birthday text. Thanks, Mom. Let me reply quick. I'll let her know thanks. But yeah. So it's always sad when something like this happens. Especially in this community. The anime community. Voice actors. And everything else. Because so many times can you not have somebody that's just like a talent and then they suddenly go just like that. It's just sad, especially when they do so many talented voices. So if we could for a moment, let's have a moment of silence for this wonderful talent that has sadly left us. May you rest in peace. Alright, folks, and before we get into the next topic, I just wanted to let everybody know it is now 9:25 p.m., and this marks the date 29 years ago that yours truly came into this world. So, I am now officially 29 years old. Just wanted to say that before we go into the next topic. Speaking of upcoming wonderful things, since, you know, I'm now 29, so I get to look forward to 30 next year. So, speaking of upcoming things, in September, Sword Art Online Season 3 is set to premiere in Los Angeles. On September 15th, the new Sword Art Online series, Allocation or Alicization, I cannot pronounce that, but it's the third season, is set to premiere. It's going to premiere at the Ricardo Montalban Theater in LA on September 15th. It was announced at Otakon this past weekend. The episode will be 1 hour in length. Damn! September 15th will also see a similar premiere event in Japan, followed by events in Australia, France, Germany, and elsewhere. The series itself premieres the following month in October. So you know that these are going to get leaked out, though, online almost instantaneously. I mean, come on. So Series 3 is going to be, including the stars, Yoshisugu Matsuoka as Kirito / Kazuto Kirigaya. Haruki Tomasu as Asuna, Ai Kano as Alice Zunberg, and Nobunaga Shimazaki as Yugo, and adapts the novel's Alicization arc, which, for anybody that doesn't know, Sword Art Online basically came from a series of light novels. You had the Aincrad arc, the Elfen Online arc, the Gun Gale Online arc, the finishing up stuff, I think was filler if it wasn't from an arc, I'm not sure, to end out Season 2, and now we're getting Season 3, which is going in the next, line of succession, which I was actually amazed that we're going to get it. I'm looking forward to it. I liked Sword Art Online, I still like it. I got, the subbed version of the first 2 seasons, so, because I like it subbed. I'm sorry, I like it subbed. I tried to watch the dub. I will not deny this. I tried to watch the dub. I cannot stomach the dub. We picked horrible voices in the US for the dub. The voice acting pool was not this week. It should never have been this week. and we just got poor voice actors for it. I'm not a fan of it. Forget it, forget it, forget it. So, for those of you wondering, though, the theater that this is going to be premiering at, the Ricardo Montalban Theater, is named after the actor, the same name, who played such iconic roles as Khan in Star Trek. Sorry, I had to do it that way. I have seen that movie, so I had to do it that way. And Mr. Roark, Roark, I think it's pronounced, or Roark, whoever, on Fantasy Island. So you have those. But I had to do the Khan thing that way because I have seen that movie. Now, I'm not a fan of the Shatner era of Star Trek movies, but I had to. I mean, come on, it's there for the taking. You can't tell me you wouldn't have done the same, right? But anyway, September 15th, the early premieres are going to come out. I guarantee you somebody is going to record that somehow, plop that baby up online, and it will premiere globally in October. That's when we're going to get the official release. So I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be cool. I'm hoping it's going to be something I get to watch, something I get to enjoy, and I'm honestly looking forward to this. I mean, I like Sword Art Online. I like it for the story. I really do. It's a good story. You know, I never get tired of talking about this upcoming movie, Battle Angel Alita. I'm never going to get tired of talking about it. That the original trailer blew me away. The trailer for Comic-Con, it didn't make me feel too happy, the fact that I liked the original trailer more. But as far as the film itself, it's still set to premiere in December. I am looking forward to that, mostly because I think it's going to do extremely well. You know, I kind of want to see it, mostly for the fact that it just looks so freaking amazing to me. But anyway, the creator, or the author, I should say, is praising the look of the live-action film. And that's a first. I want to say this. And you all know my feelings on live-action adaptations of any anime or manga. I have no high hopes for them. This one, I actually have some high hopes for, because this one doesn't feel like it's a scene-for-scene remake of whatever the original is. This seems like something that, honestly, you could have told me, because I honestly had no idea what this was prior to hearing about it. I did the research after I saw the initial trailer, and after I read the article that I talked about. So I had no idea what this was based off of or anything else. So that's interesting to me. The trailer I saw, this could have literally just been a standalone sci-fi flick. I still would have loved it. You could have told me this was based off of something, I would have looked at you like you were on drugs. But I'm happy about it. I'm happy about the fact that the first trailer looked really good. I was excited by it. The second one didn't leave me feeling with much hope, though, because I kind of think they pandered that one too much to the audience. But James Cameron's producing this baby. And let's face it, I don't really think there's a movie that he could have screwed up yet. I mean, I loved Avatar. I'm not going to deny that. When are we getting a sequel to that, by the way? At least I hope we're still getting that. But when are we, if ever? This new film is going to open up on December 21st in the U.S. and Japan. The manga artist commented that while he was first surprised by the large eyes, he forgot all about it in the scene where they search for a sunken spaceship and Alita gets wet. Even thought, she looks cute. I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen the eyes in this because I love the original trailer, and like I said, I saw the other one. I don't even notice them. I'm mostly just blown away by what's happening in the story itself. I could care less how big her eyes look. I really could. It doesn't bother me. A lot of people were put off by that, and you know what? That's fine, to each their own. But still, I have no issue with that. That doesn't bother me in the least. As far as I'm concerned, that's just like a bonus. That somebody could say, yeah, we got the, oh yeah, I went to go see that movie with the chick with the huge eyes. Kishihiro also commented that he was surprised by the long, detail-packed shots of Iron City, the translucent minute mecha designs, and more. They were able to depict things I, as a manga writer and illustrator, could not. And with such quality, I thought, thank you. This is the movie I wanted to see 30 years ago. He's jealous of what can be expressed in movies. So, if the original author is giving this thing the stamp of approval, is this going to be something that's going to be good, bad, or is this just going to be one of those that's fallen under the wayside? And while I have the internet up, I should say, while I have a browser open, let me check and see what else is coming out that week, because that's around the holiday weekend. That's around the holiday weekend. So, let's see what else is coming out that week. Thank you, Movie Insider. Okay. Oh, God! Oh, jeez! Oh, God! Okay, so, going to movieinsider.com, basically just Google searching December 21st movie releases. Oh, God. I feel really sad for it now. It's got some decent competition. Jason Momoa's Aquaman will be out. Bumblebee comes out. Holmes and Watson comes out. That's a Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly comedy, which that really scares me. Welcome to Marwen comes out. And that's a Steve Carell movie. Battle Angel Alita, Zero, Cold War, and Bird Box. Okay, I don't know what Bird Box is, or Cold War, or Zero. Marwen, I have no idea. But you're going up against Aquaman and Bumblebee. Oh, wow. Oh, God. This is, well, Aquaman sucks as a superhero, so I don't really see much worry in that, except for the fact that it's got Jason Momoa playing in it. And that's probably going to put some asses in the seats. You got Bumblebee, which I honestly have to admit looks pretty damn good. Oh, God. It's going to have its work cut out for it, definitely. Wow. I did not know that those two were coming out. That those are the top two of the list because it goes in almost alphabetical order. Holy crap. Wow. If this thing does poorly, you can't blame it. This thing could have a wonderful story. The trailers looked amazing. I'm just hoping that the trailers aren't writing a check that the movie can't cash. But if it does poorly and everybody still likes it, you can blame Aquaman and Bumblebee for kicking its ass. Oh my God. I did not realize that that's what it was going up against. Oh God. That's just horrible. It's got no chance now. That saddens me. Oh God, that hurts. That hurts. Oh. That I feel really bad right now for it because I don't know how well it's going to do. It's going up against Aquaman, and Bumblebee. I'm not that big a fan of Aquaman. I want to stress that because Aquaman is like the weak sauce of the superheroes. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. It's the weak sauce of the superheroes. I am not going to deny that. It is the weak sauce. Huh. Oh, hey, this is cool. Oh, yeah, I already knew about that. Okay, never mind. I was just going a little further down, seeing what else was popping up for next year, and they have the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie for January limited release, and I remembered, oh, duh, I knew that was coming. But holy crap. It's going up against Bumblebee and Aquaman. Oh, God. Now I feel horrible for it. Now I'm really hoping it does well. Oh, jeez. That's painful. I was not expecting that. That was like the kick to the groin you do not expect at 8 in the morning. That's gonna hurt. That's really gonna hurt. I hope it does well. I hope it doesn't crash and burn, but God, I did not know it was going up against. Oh God, I did not know it was going up against Aquaman. God, or Bumblebee. But oh man, that's horrible. Oh God. Okay, so apparently I have been mispronouncing this anime's title for years. I've been calling it the Mecha Holy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and it's apparently the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. So first off, I would like to apologize to every Haruhi Suzumiya fan out there. Please put down your pitchforks and your torches. I have been mispronouncing it and I didn't know. I'm sorry. But anyway, this anime is getting an 88-hour Endless 8 streaming event. Now, for those of you that don't know what this is, basically, they're going to broadcast about one of 9,077 Yuki Nagato experience. And I didn't just hear people going, what the bleep does that mean? Okay. Basically, it's letting fans get about one of the experience that the character gets in the series. So the character basically is reliving her experience of repeating a certain, or reliving, I should say, their experience of a certain summer thousands of times. Basically, think of it like Groundhog's Day on permanent rewind and a permanent loop for a while. That's what I'm talking about. But instead of it being stuck in an endless loop for eternity, whereas you're pulling your eyes out and going crazy like Bill Murray did, which in all honesty, I would have probably done the same thing because I'm not a fan of Puxatawny Phil. No, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of Groundhog's Day, period. Both the movie and the actual event. This is basically taking place to give fans sort of a 1% or 1/10, I guess you could say, of this. It's going to stream on Nikoniko Live from August 28th at 8 p.m. Japan Standard Time to midnight the night of the 31st. The anime story, Haruhi and the SOS Brigade are caught in a time loop, reliving the events of August 17th to the 31st. Only Yuki is fully aware of what's going on. For the 15,532 repetitions the group lives. Reliving an entire, I want to say week? No shit, almost 2 weeks. Oh God! Reliving almost 2 weeks. That is 2 weeks. Oh God, that's even worse. Oh God. Oh wow, I feel sorry for you now. Whoa. Reliving 2 weeks. Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Whoa! Go big or go home, huh? That's definitely like a go big or go home moment there. Whoa! So anyway, K-On! Eventually becomes aware of the situation and finds a way to break the SOS Brigade free. The 2009 version of the television series includes a series of 8 episodes that retell the repeated events of the time loop, with some variations in each episode until K-On! Figures out what's going to happen to solve the predicament. For the streaming project, though, the first 7 of the Endless 8 episodes 12 through 18, of the anime will each stream for 88 consecutive hours. Therefore, the project will have a total of 616 hours of streaming content. Let's put that into mathematics here that I can kind of figure out. FXX, when they originally got their hands on the license to have The Simpsons, did an entire marathon. Every single Simpsons episode ever made. They did that again in like a year later because it was such a success. There were people that were watching The Simpsons every single second of the day. I was even watching it like crazy. I liked The Simpsons. It was cool. It's like, I'm going to watch The Simpsons. I was watching The Simpsons every night. I was watching The Simpsons during the day. I was starting to see yellow people walking down the streets. I was starting to see yellow people at the grocery store, at the laundromat, at the convenience store. I was starting to say Homer's classic "No!" every time I screwed something up because I was in Simpsons overload. At that point, I pretty much felt like I was a member of Springfield. Which actually kind of brings up an interesting theory experiment that I kind of have, but I'm never willing to try, of what would happen if you would watch way too much of something nonstop. Would you start to mimic the characters in that? That's sort of an interesting thing. Maybe I'll work on that for a theory video. But anyway, this is like nuts. But of course, this isn't the only anime to ever do something like this. Pop Team Epic, and we all know how I feel about that atrocity, did its own spoof of the Endless 8 episodes last winter. They streamed episode 8 of the series 8 times on February 25th. Yes, and if you want to go by cartoons, I remember years ago, Adult Swim decided to screw over all of their fans by playing and replaying and replaying and replaying and replaying the crappy episode of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, with Quick Draw McGraw. Because it was like an election special thing, and it pissed me off because I was recording an anime episode that I thought was going to air, only to be blinded with Quick Draw McGraw, Quick Draw McGraw, Quick Draw McGraw, having to have Harvey Birdman defend his ass. I wasn't that big a fan of Harvey Birdman to begin with, and that definitely sealed my hate for it. So, if you plan on watching this, first off, bring plenty of food. DVR it, because you're never going to stay awake for this. No one can stay awake this long. You're looking, oh, okay, never mind, it's 3 days. But still, that's nuts. So, yeah, this is what you got to call a, do it in, what's the word? Oh, yeah, do it in sets. Don't do it all at once, you will burn yourself out. But if they're literally going to be just airing these episodes over and over and over again, it's going to get boring after a while. Because you're soon going to figure out everything else. So you will feel like the character. I'm not going to deny that. Like I said, it's going to feel like Groundhog's Day, where it's going to be the same thing over and over and over. If anybody out there has ever seen the 1980s movie Ferris Bueller, you'll know what I'm talking about. Think the scene with Ben Stein calling the class roll. Bueller, 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 Bueller. Just imagine that on an endless loop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for an entire month. You would kind of get an idea of how much screwed you're going to be trying to watch this. And this is only 3 days. Actually, a little over 3 days, actually. But still, that's nuts. But it's a challenge. There's going to be somebody that's going to be interested in taking the challenge. Not me. But somebody will. Definitely not me. I'm not doing it. But anyway, there you go. So if you're a Mechaholi or a Melancholy, I cannot believe I screwed that up for so many years. If you are a Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya fan, this is definitely for you. If you're just a casual one that you like the series and you don't want to sit there and watch every single moment of that entire event over and over and over and over and over again, feel free to skip it. I don't think anyone's going to feel sorry for you or be mad at you for that reason. So, yeah. To each their own, I guess. Alright, so next up's a topic about some thieves that were obviously pretty damn hungry. Either that or they had a major Naruto complex. And I'm talking, of course, about some thieves in Georgia who escaped with nearly $100,000 worth of ramen noodles. No, I'm not kidding. I wish I was, though. This is like one of those stupid stories that you just cannot make up. So, the thieves who have not yet been located, mind you, took the packages of ramen noodles between July 25th and August 1st. The noodles were located in a 53-foot wide trailer which was parked at a Chevron station. The owner of the trailer was given permission to park the trailer there, said it was locked, and the food was allegedly stolen. Yeah. The ramen incident is just one of a series of thefts that authorities think are related. But $100,000 worth of ramen noodles. I mean, look, I love ramen as much as the next person. First off, if you ever get ramen, I recommend Maruchan. Do not get Nissin. That stuff is crap. And Top Ramen sucks. Maruchan is decent ramen. I have never had a bad batch of Maruchan. It is damn good stuff. But honestly, though, $100,000 worth, I just want to stress this right here, right now. I have been getting ramen for like 20 to 25 cents a pack. I am not shitting you here. 20 to 25 cents a pack for ramen noodles. I have an entire cabinet filled with them that I usually eat like one of them in the morning for breakfast before I go to work. Occasionally during the winter, I'll eat one at lunch or when I get home if I'm really, really cold. Like I did the one time when my supervisor left me standing outside for an hour in the freezing temperature. And I'll never forgive her for that. But that's my own problem. But we're talking like $100,000 worth. So we're talking like 20 cents a pack or 25 cents a pack, because that's going to make a difference. But still, $100,000 worth of ramen noodles. So either this was an anime fan that had a major Naruto complex, and they figured, I'm going to become like Naruto and eat ramen every day. Someone that wants to open up a ramen shop, in which case they will easily find your sorry ass, because, hey, they're going to go, hey, where'd you get all the ramen? You have receipts for it? Yeah, sure, they're in the back. Just let me go get them. And you run out the back door, in which case they'll probably have some cops back there waiting for you. Or, and I'm really hoping that I'm not going to make a joke about the last part here, or it's somebody that's honestly hard up on times and really hard and really down on their luck, in which case this will probably feed them for like the next year. In which case, yeah, I don't feel too sad then. Yes, you still stole, but that $100,000 worth will probably last you a good year and a half, depending on the expiration dates. But still, $100,000 worth. $100,000 worth of ramen noodles. Like I said, that had better have been Maruchan ramen. That's the best stuff out there. If that stuff's like Top Noodle or Nissin, and you're just a glutton for punishment. But if that stuff's Maruchan, whoo, you're in for a delectable meal. Oh, man. That stuff tastes so good. It's making me hungry now for ramen. Ramen sounds good right now. Alright, who remembers collecting Pokemon cards? Do I have any fans out there that probably were alive in the late 90s, early 2000s that were old enough to go out and buy trading cards and knew what they were? If you are, and you have an unopened box of 1999 Pokemon cards, you might want to consider selling them because they're worth at least $56,000. At least that's how much somebody paid for an unopened box of these things. Now, first off, Pokemon is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. You could have scrounged up whatever change you could back in the day, and boom! You were able to buy yourself some cards. Nowadays, it's eBay, Amazon. You can buy like a singled-out card from a pack like you wouldn't believe. You could buy entire boxes for like $70 online. It's no longer, a simple, I have to scrounge for every single card. You can get whatever cards you want. And they've reprinted so many of these original ones that they kind of, I swear, drops the value of the originals. But apparently I might be wrong. But collectors are making bank, apparently, selling off rare and valuable memorabilia. Case in point, an unopened box of Pokemon cards from 1999 sold at an auction for $56,000. The booster box is advertised as a first edition limited printing that was in the co-signer's possession since before the millennium. Opening bid started at $20,000 and the box sold last week. The auction house Higgins and Scott explaining the odds of stumbling across a jackpot card. Per Kotaku. This should be interesting here. A box break will yield 36 11-card packs. Additionally, each pack will deliver 5 common cards, 3 uncommon cards, 2 energy cards, and 1 rare or foil card. Based on production, the odds of pulling a foil card are nearly 1 in 3 packs, with 396 chances for Gem Mint 10 Hollows and other high-grade treasures. The sky's the limit for this transcendent non-sports box. The real prize, though, according to this article, courtesy of... I'm not even going to say it. The link will be in the description. The real prize will be the owner discovering a Charizard Holo card in the box, because one of those went for $55,000 last year on eBay, and it was just a single card. And to that I have to say... First off, they have reprinted that Charizard card so many times now, the original's worth shit. I had one that a friend of mine asked me to sell for her niece. I barely got $20 for it. And it was in somewhat good shape. It wasn't mint, mind you, but I don't even see a mint one going for that much. They can easily just go and find the damn reprint and say, I have the Charizard card, suck it, and complete their collection that way. Because the reprinted cards are a hell of a lot easier to get your hands on, and any collector that's not going to want to spend a shit ton of money is just going to go and buy that. Second, I don't know what the hell they're smoking, but this has got to be some grade A bullshit. Seeing that you have a 1 in 3 pack chance of getting pulling a foil card. That's crap. I got lucky, and I will never deny that. The very first foil card for Pokemon I ever had was a Zapdos. And honest to God, truth be told, years later, because I traded it to somebody for a card that I really wanted. I mean, I really wanted this one card. They had it. They even threw in a couple other cards because they wanted my Zapdos, and I really wanted this one, but I did not feel it was a worthy trade. They threw in some let-go freebie cards just to get that Zapdos. And I scored the card that I won. Years later, I found it at a flea market and bought it back for like $1. I'm not joking. So, these cards do not hold their value over time unless they're sealed. Second off, you are never in your life going to get a Gem Mint Holo card. A Gem Mint Grade 10 Holo card. No way in hell. You're looking at least a 9, maybe an 8. My one coworker and I that used to talk about Pokemon all the time, he was a huge Pokemon collector. He had a couple cards. His all-time favorite he had in his wallet because he never wanted it to leave his side. He goes that you will never, ever get a Gem Mint 10. That is impossible. You are literally getting it right off the factory floor, because when it gets put into a pack of cards, there's nothing separating those cards. So they are smushed together inside those packs, shoved into a box, and sent off, especially the early ones. So the chances of you opening that pack up, you're already damaging the cards by exposing them to oxygen. You are never getting a mint card, especially a grade 10. That's BS. Then again, so is the whole grading system, to be honest with you. But that is BS bogus. This news site, which is a local news site in Pennsylvania, they really should have did some research into this before they ever printed this article. Because this is bull. Grade A bull. And I mean that. So it sold for $56,000. That's great. I guarantee you I could find an unopened box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards from the very first ever set, The Legend of the Blue Eyes. I could probably find an unopened box of those, brand spanking new. It would probably sell for a crap ton of money too. Mostly because you probably have a good chance of finding all 5 of Exodia, which has also been reprinted half a dozen times. Or the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which again has been reprinted half a dozen times. I want to stress the words here, reprinted, because that's what 90% of these cards have been, reprinted. Especially Pokemon. Every year a new iteration comes out, every year they reprint cards, and every single year the cards come out again. There are so many versions of Charizard, it isn't funny. I'm not joking. And people think that it's worth a crap ton of money. It's not. Look, maybe back a long time ago it was, but not anymore. And I mean that. If you're looking at maybe, just get it. So here, I actually pulled up some listings here. So there are some here from 1998. All three of the original ones, they're basically the Japanese versions. They're going for like $222 right now, and it's up to like 31 bids. There's a buy it now or best offer 2002 Expedition Reverse Foil Charizard going for $49. You have the Japanese Neo 2 Reverse going for $26. A whole bunch of Japanese ones. The original one, here we go, from XY Evolutions, which is basically a reverse holo of the original, going for $18.95. A 9 graded PSA Hyper Rare Charizard GX full art. It's going for like $229. But here we go. Sorry, another XY one's going for about $39. Let's see, another XY. Okay, here we go. A PSA Shadowless Base Charizard EX pre-owned. Looks to be the original version, going for $219. Buy it now. But here's one, first edition Shadowless from the base set, 1999. Right now, up on bid, $1,225 even. A very far cry. And I mean a very, very far cry from $55,000. There's actually one on here that I'm actually tempted to bid on because it seems to be going for a decent amount of money. It's only up to like 99 cents. And it's free shipping. I might even buy that one just for the hell of it. Or at least put a bid in on it. You got a Shining Charizard, which goes for a crap ton of money. All three of the original starters, their final evolutions, are going for crap tons of money. The base set 2 holos, all three of them are going for like almost $200. And then, like I said, you have the XY version that, was re-released. Original ones. Okay, here's an original base set one. It's rated at a 7. And it's only going for $6.50. This is a far cry from $55,000. That's bullshit if I've ever heard it in my life. They are nowhere near that type of money anymore. Nowhere near it. Maybe back in 1999, when kids were banging their heads against the wall trying to get their hands on a Charizard, it was worth that much. Not now anymore. And these are just the active listings on eBay. Let me check the sold listings here quick, if I have enough time. Yeah, okay. I should have enough time. Let me check the sold listings. This podcast is going a little over my usual amount of time this week, but let me check the sold listings here. Okay, so sold listings. Let's see here. We got, okay, here we go. 1999, first edition Holo Charizard, near mint, graded an 8, PSA graded, sold for $2,575. And that sold today, mind you. Today. This very date, August 18th. For just a little over $2,500. You have, let's see here. Oh, wow, that Charizard Pikachu one, the Japanese one sold. Wow, that's cool. That's neat. Or best offer was accepted for that. Let's see here. You got a whole lot of best offers here. Stormfront, it looks stupid. Let's see here. Japanese. Let's see, XY. I could probably narrow it down by the base set, but then it's going to take a little more time to pull it up. Let's see. Legendary Holo non-holographic one sold for about $20. Let's see here. None of them are selling for shit tons of money. One that's graded as a 5 sold for a little over $1,000. You got one that's... Okay, you got a Japanese one that sold for just about $13. Yeah, none of these cards are dragging in massive $1,000 digits here. Let's see here. I have another one here, sold for $72. There was one here. Okay, here we go. Here's one that is graded as a mint 10. You're never... BS on that. So bad. It sold for $1,200. There's one that was sold for a best offer, but the seller's asking price was $5,899.99, and it was a grade 9. So there is no way in hell last year that anybody in the world sold a Charizard card for $55,000. And if they did, it was either a fake or somebody misinterpreted and misrepresented a digit somewhere. That's bullshit. Maybe $5,000? If it's graded, maybe a $5,000 thing. But like I said, even the grading system is BS. And that is definitely bull. No way. I could see going that high for a box of cards, because you literally run the chance of getting an entire collection. Every single one of the cards, including energy, trainer, and everything in that one box, you have a good chance of getting all of them. But I call bullshit on the fact that they're saying that a Charizard card sold last year for $55,000. No way! Okay, they got a link to this. This should be good. Please tell me that this link is to a legitimate site. Oh, it's Beckett.com. Oh, goody. 1999 Pokemon First Edition Charizard sold for $55,000. What were you graded? Oh, look. Okay, there's a pulling a picture up. Okay, come on. You're not dial-up. I do not have dial-up internet. You are not going this damn slow. What are you graded? Okay, here we go. You're graded a 10. Bullshit! Oh my god, I'm calling BS on that. No way in hell. No way in hell. Nah. No, man. No way. And they're even saying in here about how some of them were going for like a little over $18,000, almost $19,000. Yeah, bullshit that card went for... No way. No way. I'm not buying that. There is no way it went for that much money. No way. Forget it. But anyway, if you have an entire box that you never opened up of Pokemon cards, you might want to consider possibly cashing them in. If not, just wait until the next year's re-release. They'll come out with a whole new set of them, and you'll be in business then. Alrighty, everybody, and that's going to do it for the absolutely completely random podcast this week. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with me on my birthday. I'd like to thank my mom for sending me a text message during my podcast. I forgot to put my phone on silent again. That was my bad. But thanks for the text message, Mom. I do appreciate it. She actually got me a really nice present for my birthday. She got me some vanilla wafers and some orange Tic Tacs. Because I like the orange Tic Tacs because they're like candy. And the vanilla wafers are my favorite cookie by Keebler. They are really good. But anyway, yep, so that's been the podcast this week. Remember, all your questions had to be in by today. So I can't take any more questions. Look forward to the Q&A video coming out in September. And if you have any topics you'd like to hear me talk about, you know how to send them to me, either on my YouTube channel's discussion section. Send them to acrpodcast@gmail.com. You can send them to me on Twitter via my Twitter page @OtakuRoads, or drop them via my Facebook page, the Web Designer 18 Facebook page on Facebook. And until next week, I'm Andrew Rhodes. It has been a wonderful birthday for me. I hope everyone out there is having a wonderful weekend. And until next week, I bid you farewell. Goodbye, Auf Wiedersehen, sayonara, and until we meet again. Bye, everybody.